Hello decorators of the interweb, this is Phil Beckwith, the professional painter and decorator, coming to you with some more really interesting information that's going to help you along with your career in your painting and decorating to take you to the next level. We love the next level, don't we? Next level of painting. We've spoke previously about HVLP, and we spoke about airless spraying. We've touched on painting UPVC and bits and pieces like that. But I've had a few messages from people asking me about compressors, and do I have a compressor? Well, yes, I do have a compressor. I don't use it very often. When I do use it, it's mainly for doing, if you can see what I've got here, the flake, the Illumitex flake, which you've probably seen on a previous video. It's the dry flake that goes into a canister, gets sprayed using a conventional sprayer. Now that sprays at roughly about 40, 50, 60 psi. Now when you want to be using your conventional sprayer for actual painting, you might be turning your pressure down a little bit. So I thought today, because people have asked me about what I've got, I thought I'd do a quick video on telling you where I'd be using it and what I use it for. So briefly, because we'll keep it down to, let's keep it less than 20 minutes, because my videos seem to go on for 20 minutes, 30, 40, 50 minutes if you watch me painting a wall. If you've sat through 50 minutes worth of painting a wall, I think I ought to be sending you a free t-shirt for I've watched Phil Beckwith's video for 50 minutes watching him painting a wall. But joking apart, still give us the thumbs up, comments, smashing the like button. Right, let's briefly touch on this. My compressor is a 24-litre compressor, no sponsorship, but this is from Sprayman. This is ideal for me when I'm doing this, if you can see it over my shoulder, flake spraying. Now the idea of having a reserve tank, which is 24 litres, obviously you can get them smaller, you can get them with 9-litre reserve tanks, you can get 50 litres, you can get 100 litres. Now obviously the bigger you go, the more heavier it's going to be. Now for me, this on wheels, having a 24-litre capacity backup, means that when I'm running this, it's keeping this reserve tank full up to 24 litres, so you're not going to be running out of breath when we're doing the jobs that we're doing, general painting, spray flake, spraying and things like that. So on the whole, this is quite a good kit to have, because it's not too small, not too big, and also it's a nice size with wheels that you can take it into customers' houses. Now I'll just give you a brief description of how it works. So obviously this is running off 240 volt. Now you turn it on, if we can get there, we turn it on there. We've got a regulator for turning your pressure up and down. Now you set that to what you want it to be. Now there's two gauges on this machine. One's telling you what the pressure is coming from the machine, and obviously the next one is that one, which is the key. That's the pressure that I've got for what I'm spraying at the gun. Now obviously this isn't the pressure at the gun because it's coming from the machine. This is more the pressure that's ready from the tank. Now the tank, I've got mine just set to, what is it, just under 2 bar. So this is spraying roughly around about 30 psi. I might just turn it up 35 psi for what I'm doing now, because I'm just doing a bit of spraying with some water-based gloss. So can you see what we've got? We've got an off and an on, got a regulator for turning your pressure. We know what the pressure is coming from the machine. That's well over 100 psi there. But the key one I want to be working with is what pressure do I want to be using. Now this is where it'll tell me when I'm doing the flake, I need this about 40 to 50, maybe a little bit more depending on how heavy the flake is. And then with the spraying of the paint, this is roughly about, let's call it 30 psi. Now that you'll regulate and alter depending on your thickness of your paint. I can't tell you what your thickness of your paint will be for spraying, because that will depend on the manufacturer of the paint, how the paint feels to you when you're mixing it up. And don't forget, when you've got your spray gun, your needle, if you've got thin paint you can go for a smaller needle, if you've got thicker paint you can go for a bigger needle. So when I say thin paint, you might be on a 1.5, if you're going for thicker paint you might be on a 1.8/2. So we've touched on this sort of thing before in previous videos. If you want reminding, just give us, we're focusing, focus on my hand. Give us a reminder in the comments below and we can talk through that. But that's what this is. Great bit of kit, roughly about £700. It's ideal. When you finish with it at the end of the day, there's a little bleed valve underneath. Release the air pressure that's in that tank there, and it also says tip any water out. Sometimes you get build up of water. Now I just tip it onto one side, just drain any water off all the way, just tip it so you get water coming out. And what you'll find is the water might be a bit brown because obviously it's a bit of rust on the inside. Don't worry about it, just let it drain out and don't let it sit with anything. So take the air out, take the water out. So yeah, that is the bit of kit I've got that will do you. Conventional spraying, which means you could spray UPVC if you want a conventional sprayer. You can spray ordinary paints, woodwork and things with this, and also you can spray the Fleck Illumitex as well. The only difference is if you're spraying the Illumitex, I'll just take you in here, don't forget it's a canister with a different sort of gun altogether. You've seen it on previous video, I've talked about this before. It's got a quick release hose, whereas what I'm doing at the moment is what you've probably seen before. This is a gravity feed cup, proper sprayer setup this is. This hasn't got the quick release on, but you can adapt it to a quick release just by a quick release, well, I don't know what you call them, a quarter of an inch BSP, whatever they are, quick release part that just screws onto there, and you can take that off and on. But that's what I'm doing. Don't forget, this is like an HVLP. We've touched on HVLP before. It's a very similar gun. You've got the airflow, you've also got the fan altering knob dial at the back, and again this is gravity fed. I've just been doing, can you see what I've done around there? I've just sprayed some kitchen unit edges just to tidy them up. Got the doors to do in a moment, which I'll do, but as you can see I've not got my mask on. I'll just show you what I've got. Can you see? Look. Yeah, horizontal spray on there. Can you hear? Not too much pressure on that. Don't forget, when we're doing the spraying, start with a lower pressure and work your way up. You'll know if you've got too much pressure because you'll have clouds of paint dust everywhere. But again, just turn your pressure down. If it's not right for the paint you're using, just turn it up. Again, we can talk about that if you want to on another video. But for now, I think that's a quick video telling you what I'm doing. Sprayers, that's that sprayer. Got that sprayer there. Can we see? Oh, twist it round. Yeah. Illumitex sprayer. And I've been doing the flake this week, so I love the flake. You see the flake? We've just been varnishing it yesterday, last bit of tidying up. So yeah, I'll just put my gun down there. I'll say thanks for all your support. Thanks for all the subscribers. We've got well over 400 subscribers now that are interested in listening to my dribble about painting. Obviously you're watching it just before you go to bed to drop you off to sleep, no doubt. But Sprayman sprayer, spray gun that came with the Sprayman sprayer, bits and pieces like that. Any questions, ask, thumbs up, smash the like button, and we're going to call it a day. And I'm just looking at my timer, we're about 9.5 minutes to 10 minutes, so I think I've done well on that for you. Any questions, just ask, and I'll say see you on the next one. Bye bye.